Hello, off the record, and welcome to Comic Stacked. I don't remember which number this is, but it is a number of Comic Stacked.
Yes.
We are here with me. My name is Judah, and
Gabe.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about some comics.
Yep.
We still have not dug into Skinbreaker.
We feel really bad about that.
We're
do? Searching, I promise.
We're gonna potentially read it online this week and dig into the first issue at the beginning of next month.
Especially because, next month is a little...
It's a little lighter,
so we'll have time.
So yeah, we'll have time to...
Not this week.
Not this week, though. We have a large stack of comics, and we're going to dive right on in. We might talk about some news either halfway through or at the end, because I would like to discuss the new absolutes we got solicited for May.
Yes.
But first, we're going to dig into our series. And I believe Gabe has the first comic that we read this week.
All right, this is one that, to be honest, we had low expectations for.
Yeah, we did not expect this to do anything.
Amazing Spider-Man Venom Death Spiral #1. So this is the first of a... How long is this?
A 9-part series.
9-part series. So back to more regular length events here. It has writer Charles Soule and Al Ewing and Joe Kelly. Three writers.
Mm-hmm.
And then artist Jesus Saiz. And
this, I believe that 2/3 of this issue beat my expectations, and then the other third met my expectations.
Yes. But it wasn't like a linear, this third. It was like throughout.
It was like throughout the issue.
Yeah.
I really, given how Spider-Man's been going, which I've been keeping up with it at a distance, I really love how they are undoing the previous status quo of Space Spider-Man and Norman Osborn being the Earth Spider-Man, and he's got to adjust to life, and he's missing out on all these things. I really like that kind of that's how we're picking up with him, and he's behind in so much. Again, we're getting into spoilers here. I really love Eddie Brock Carnage. It is
that was an
really
exciting
excellently written. I like that he's Eddie Brock is still caring and trying to do the right thing, even though he's bonded with Carnage, who is the most vicious of the symbiotes. And I've read a little bit All New Venom. I surprisingly like MJ Venom in this. I don't think she was well written in her own series, but in this, I got to get over the fact that it's weird. And not in character, but it's better done in this.
Right.
And I love seeing Paul suffer, because I hate Paul. Paul is my least favorite Spider-Man villain.
Real.
And he sucks. And I'm glad that he's sad. Yeah, those are my thoughts. And I'm really captivated as to why Death Spiral is killing the people he's killing, all of whom seemingly are related to Peter or Eddie or Ben Reilly.
And now, as we found out, MJ. Yeah. Spoiler for the ending.
Yes.
Although I think the Ben Reilly is kind of connected to Peter there because of the weird Clone Saga stuff.
Yes.
That's fun. If you want to read something weird from the past,
dude, pick up the Clone Saga. Yeah.
I may or may not recommend it. It's interesting.
Yes.
Jury's still out. And probably will be out for all of time.
Yeah, that's... it's something. It is a thing you can read. Yeah, this kind of blew me away. I did there were things, the Flash and MJ potentially romance thing I'm not a fan of. It felt like I was a little confused about the accident thing that Peter had to go deal with, which I guess we're going to discover more about. And I did kind of like the Carnage reveal at the end, he's giving him his targets. I'm interested in, but I was kind of interested in Death Spiral because he seems separate.
Yeah.
And I was interested in unraveling why he's doing it. And I guess we kind of...
Well, I think it's cool that... Or maybe not cool, but it's smart that Carnage is, playing into the Death Spiral thing. Because, kind of as a... Okay, so that's why he's able to get over the fact that he needs to kill people. It's because he's making somebody else do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as good, but it's he's still getting that need out. Because that's part of his character.
Yeah. That's true. Well, what would you think, Gabe, overall about this issue?
I thought it was surprisingly good. I'm tempted to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it was depending on how the rest of the series goes, I might pick up this event just to have it because it's really good start.
Yes.
And it sets up a lot of cool, interesting things. And I'm curious to see if they ruin them all.
Yeah, or it's going to be a
Great, hopefully.
good Marvel event for the first time
In a while.
in a long time, yes.
What'd you give it star-wise?
Oh, 4 stars.
Same.
When I first read it, I was like 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
But the more Marvel I read this week, the better this issue got. And I think the art from Jesus Saez is excellent.
It really
throughout this.
is.
And I feel like the 3 writers, I feel like they split this issue into thirds, and you can kind of tell because of like who the protagonist character is.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that because it makes them feel different and unique as
Right.
characters. And
It gave each writer a character personality.
Yeah, and I like that. It was well written. I'm intrigued. 4 stars. What about you? What did you rate it?
4 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Similar mindset. I walked away with it being like, that's a comic I'd read.
Yeah.
You know, and 3-star comics are like, yeah, I could, if somebody else bought it for me. And 5-star comics are like, this is amazing. I'm going to make everybody read it. It sits in the middle. Yeah. It's like, I'd be happy to read this and pay for it.
Yes, I agree. I am very satisfied with my purchase of this. And no, I don't think it's the best thing Marvel released this week, but it's up there.
Definitely.
It's very, very good.
I loved it.
All right.
Marvel.
Moving on to our second issue from DC Comics, we have Superman number 35 with writer Joshua Williamson and artist Eddy Barrows. And oh my lord, this is an excellent issue. This tie-in is 10 out of 10. Like, this is objectively the best DCKO tie-in. And this is another excellent issue as we get to see the resolution of the conflict between Superboy Prime, Superwoman, and the Darkseid Legion. And we also discover some things about Doomsday / Time Trapper that mean big things for not only the event itself of DCKO, but also the future going forward from this. And it's got me excited, but I'm a Superman fan, so I'm interested in what Gabe thought of this issue.
I liked it. I'll say, I'm going to start with ratings on this one just because that'll probably be an easier segue. I would say my initial rating would be a 4.5, but I give it a 5 overall because I recognize there's a lot of things that are Superman lore that would make it a lot cooler and more interesting to me if I knew them all.
Yes.
And so, you know, but still, it's even without the Superman lore, it's still easily a 4.5. I'd recommend this to people.
Yes.
Whoa. Stuff happens in there, and I'm like, dang, this is a cool comic.
Yes. I think Eddy Barrows' art in this is like
beautiful.
I say this every issue of this tie-in. It just keeps getting better. He just keeps blowing my mind. Yeah. Like initially when he came on during like the Lexel, whatever.
Yeah.
The clone arc around issue 25, which is great. I was like, oh, he's a good fill-in artist. But right here, this is some of the best art, not just of this week, but of the month, and maybe even the year, depending on how we
Well, there was that one page that was like, it was just one page, but it was a full spread across the one page. Not 2 pages, just the one. And the way they did it, it was like combining DCKO flashbacks, but also what's going on right then. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And it's just excellent. And the way Joshua Williamson, like we're going to get to another thing he wrote later. He understands Superman.
He does.
He understands all of the characters in it, and he writes them excellently here.
Yeah.
And he brings back alpha energy into the lore, and he ties it to Doomsday, and I am excited to see where that goes. And I thought that was an excellent idea and an excellent addition to Doomsday's lore.
Well, especially because what I really love is that Doomsday Time Trapper has been in this kind of battle with himself, where he thinks he's doomed, pun intended, to be stuck as kind of a villain or at least not a hero. Like, he can't be good is what he feels like. He feels like that's even shown in the start of this book. He feels like he's stuck fighting Superman to some level and just dying and coming back to life to do it again. And the revelation is kind of like, no, your ability, your side of you that's death focused, like, you're also life focused. You come back to life.
Yeah.
You just haven't realized that the death part of you think you're focused on is part of that, and part of that alpha energy. And it's such an interesting and new idea for him that I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
You know.
It's exciting. I'm excited to see how this ties into the end of DCKO.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't have any other words to say. It's just
Definitely pick it up.
Definitely pick it up. 5 stars from me. I think that it might be a tie. This might be the best issue for the week, edged out for me, because this is just superb. No, actually, pun intended. All right. Before we dig into our 3rd issue, we're about 10 minutes into this video. So if you have not yet, I would love it if you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below with your pull list. And
Please, we want to hear your pull lists.
We do.
We've been saying this for weeks. Nobody's left a pull list.
We'd love reading recommendations, and we'd love your thoughts about the issues we talked about this week. And with that being said, we are digging back into Marvel with our 3rd issue of the week.
Yes.
Gabe, what is it?
Iron Man number 2. We covered number 1 in a previous video last month.
We did.
And we gave it, not... Okay, in the video itself, we might have dissed on it a little bit more than we we actually thought. But that's just because number 1 did not meet our expectations for Joshua Williamson. But it wasn't bad. It was a decent issue and provided an interesting start to a series.
Yes.
So we've got Iron Man number 2 now with writer Joshua Williamson. So we just got from one of his best comics he's written to this one. And artist Carmen Carnero. And first I want to say the art is really good.
Yes.
So everything we're about to say about this, the art is really good. If you haven't realized by now, we do not have high opinions of this one.
Yes, I agree. Though I do think that...
His are a little higher than mine.
Yeah, I round up, Gabe rounds down, especially when it comes to this series.
Part of it is, I will admit, on my part, the way this series is written is not my cup of tea. Already. I do my best to not take that look, but first I just want to address the fact this issue hardly connects to the prior issue at all. It's really weird.
It's true.
End of the last issue, there's a whole thing of, Iron Man versus the Avengers, but he talks to Cap as friends.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's obviously a large chunk of time, or at least a moderate chunk of time, or at least some amount of time has passed. I have no idea how much since the whole kidnappings. And so he's now hunting down AIM. It's a whole different pacing from the last one that's weird and inconsistent.
Yes.
And also MODOK's there. Surprise.
Well, I think the MODOK thing I think is decent. I'm gonna be positive.
That's fair.
I think you're correct about the pacing. You criticized it last issue because it was going too fast, and this issue because it's going too slow. I don't like the pacing of this issue. I preferred when it was we're going fast. We're moving. So that's what I'll say criticism wise. I'm interested in finding out about AIM. I'm interested in what they're doing with these people they're trying to create the next Tony Starks with, which is again, I really like that concept. I am interested to see where it goes. Disregarding the end of the last issue, the Cap interaction in this is really fun and good. I like it. I like the MODOK thing at the end, and it's oh no, he's gonna have to protect MODOK. That's interesting. This is a fall off from the last issue. The art is still fantastic, but I don't the first 3 pages. Pretty good. We get the title card, we get the Captain America interaction, which is weird with the prior issue's context, and then the rest of the issue kind of fumbles around, and we get MODOK, and we get the end of the issue, and it doesn't feel fully polished. There is a version of this issue, the story in here, that is better polished, and it feels a little rushed.
Yeah.
And maybe that's Marvel has different editorial guidelines to DC, because we've examined a lot of Joshua Williamson's work, and we really like him as a
Yeah.
writer. Not just like as a writer of Superman, but many other characters, and he's instrumental in DCKO as he's like the co-writer, right? So it's really hard to see the writing struggle in this, because like we're rooting for this to be good, and at least I am, because I want a good Iron Man series from a talented writer. But this issue just it's slow, and it's not focusing. It answered like half of a question that you're posed in the first issue, and it doesn't like strive to answer any of the other ones. And it just kind of exists. Like it's mid for me. It's about 3 stars. I think this is the worst issue of the week. I'm really sad to say that, because I was very excited for this. Gabe, what would you say?
I definitely agree that it's the worst issue of the week. I gave it 2.5 stars. Again, part of that might just be personal opinion more, but it's a little bit of it's also that, you know, I've come to expect more out of Joshua Williamson.
Yeah.
And it's like, if he writes so many other good things, why isn't this one good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and maybe there's reasons, but it's... personally, I wouldn't recommend this to people. And it's really makes me sad to say that, because there's parts that are interesting, like the MODOK part, you know, like. But it felt weird, like almost snapshotty.
Yeah.
Throughout it, and I don't necessarily have a problem with the pacing of it. My issue is it's issue 1 set up the pacing of the comic, and this changes it already. Yes. And that's weird.
It is weird. But not to belabor our point.
Yes.
This is a middling issue.
It is.
And it's sad to say. But leave your comments with your thoughts.
Yes, we want to hear your thoughts. Maybe you loved it.
Maybe you loved it.
And you can point out something that we didn't see.
Yeah, maybe. We get a little bit of a Marvel double stack here in the middle. We're going to dig into the Infernal Hulk number 4.
Yes.
From writer Philip Kennedy Johnson and artist Nick Klein, who is just flexing all of his muscles with this issue.
Indeed.
This is fun. And this, if we're going to do in Hulk's mind and like the battle that's going on with inside of the Endless One, who is the other counterpart to Hulk now in the real world.
Right.
Which is why we have the Infernal Hulk. This is the way to do it. It's like we're going in, we're getting an action snapshot of what's going on in the head, and we're going out. And it's like, I like that. It's great. I'm so down for it. Not a lot happens in this issue. It's really just Nick Klein flexing his muscles, showing us action scenes, and we get a peek behind the curtain of the Infernal Hulk, which is good and helps us understand kind of how he works going forward. Because to be honest, we haven't really known that. So I think this is the best Marvel issue of the week. And I just had a fun time with this. There's a lot of fun Hulk references in the background. We get Joe Fixit pretty prominently. So, like, I'm just having a fantastic time. You know what I mean? What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was probably a 4-star issue overall. Like, it was action heavy. A lot of interesting Hulk lore. There wasn't a whole lot in it. It was mostly just action and Hulk lore. Mm-hmm. But it was good. Yeah. And the artist was good. Or art was good. So it's like, that's good.
It's good. That's
There's not really a whole lot more to talk about with it just because of how short it is.
I mean, there weren't that many words in it anyway. So
yeah. But it's good to build off of. Yeah. You know, provides them something. Definitely.
Not much ink spilt on it. But
right. Well, color ink. Lots of it.
Lots of it.
Writing ink, less so.
Yeah. 4.5 stars from me, 4 stars from Gabe. Yep. Moving on to our next issue.
Yes, which is our other contender for top seat
of this week.
Yeah. We've got Absolute Wonder Woman, number 17.
I had the basic cover, and you had?
I had cover C, the Riley Rossmo variant, which is a pretty cool one.
It's pretty good, yeah. It's pretty awesome.
If I'm honest, it's probably going to be one of the last variant covers I pull for Absolute Wonder Woman, because from now on, they pretty much just look the same. Have an original idea, people. Anyway. And also, the main covers are actually pretty good, because those are done by Hayden Sherman.
They are.
and he's good.
That's true.
Which, speaking of, the writer is Kelly Thompson, and artist is Hayden Sherman. It's a DC comic, if you didn't realize by now.
Yes.
Again, like, just to get it out of the way, not because it needs to be gotten out of the way, but because it's obvious and we say it every time, Hayden Sherman kills it on art, like always.
Yes.
Amazing art.
It is exceptional.
Like, top tier art. Read the comic, see the art. Like, I don't know how many more times we can tell you that it's great art. But the story-wise, I guess, I gave it a 5 stars.
It's 5 stars.
I put it, yeah, I can't really decide between this one and Superman on which one's better.
It's kind of a tie this week.
Because it's so good.
It is.
Like, you know, the one concern I had with Zatanna, they seem to have alleviated, but maybe not fully. You get more information about Kale.
Yeah.
Veronica Kale. About Veronica Kale and kind of what's going on there. You get, like, a version of the Absolute Suicide Squad deal.
Which is really interesting.
Giganta.
Absolute Cheetah.
No longer exists now.
Yeah.
Spoiler alerts, she's dead.
She is dead, which I was not expecting.
I was not expecting it, no.
Because, I don't know if you know about main universe, Cheetah is like the
her
biggest
main
Wonder
villain.
Woman villain.
Yeah.
So Cheetah just got sidelined very
I guess
quickly.
that's a way to set it apart even more.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
no more Cheetah.
We discover Absolute Zatanna isn't as villainous as maybe we previously thought.
Some weird parasite dealio.
Yeah, it's very...
Parasites are fun.
It might be Parasite Superman villain. It might be Starro. I don't know.
Is it? Oh, that would be interesting if it's Absolute Starro.
That would be interesting.
I could be...
Because it's controlling her, or was.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
Especially because Absolute means it doesn't necessarily have to be its own weird being. It could be
just a
somewhat part of the whole Veronica Kale thing.
Yeah.
Interesting things there.
A lot of interesting stuff. And we get an epic Wonder Woman battle with Giganta.
Yes.
Which is, again, excellent art from Hayden Sherman. Really well drawn. And she defeats Giganta and the Suicide Squad, really. And then we get our interesting new character showing up right at the end, and we have no clue who this is.
We don't know who this is.
Yeah.
We've got some guesses.
Yeah, I think Gabe's first suggestion you want to give
My first thought was Absolute Demon, Absolute Etrigan, but I'm very hesitant to say that now because none of what makes Etrigan
is present
there, except for magic and the fact that it seems like he's from hell.
Yeah.
Because it's a skeleton on fire, by the way.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Ghost Rider.
I don't think it's Ghost Rider. Yeah, wrong universe.
Wrong universe. Exactly.
I think it could be John Constantine. It could be
that
Hellblazer.
Could be interesting. Hellblazer could be interesting.
But I mean, there could be.
It could still be Absolute Demon. Like we don't know.
It could be a new character. It could be
new. Would be interesting.
I mean, Kelly for her villains has pulled Wonder Woman villains from the 40s that
That's
no
true.
one's ever heard of. So it could be that. Could be Dr. Phosphorus. I have no clue.
I want to know. I'm waiting for next issue.
Leave your thoughts about who it is in the comments down below.
If you have some crazy Wonder Woman villain insight and you read this issue and were like, I know exactly who that is, please tell us because I'm not a patient man.
Yes. With that being said, 5 stars from both of us.
5 stars. Read
Tied for issue of the week. You got to pick up Superman. You got to pick up Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yes.
But going back over to the other side of the pond, we're digging back into a Marvel comic. With Inglorious X-Force number 2, we read the issue, first issue about a month ago. We said we'd try the second issue. I think after reading this is again from Tim Seeley and Michael Stammery, I think if this is a miniseries, I will stay on. If this is just the first story in it, I will stay on through issue 6. But I had a better time with this issue maybe than I had with the first one.
Yeah.
I really liked Helverine in this. I really liked Archangel in this. Boom Boom was, like Cable, Domino, every single character, the villains. Like I like the villain. I love the zombies. Every single character in this except for Miss Marvel was well written.
Yep.
And if Miss Marvel was not in this issue, and this
would have been a 4.5.
Yeah, if this whole story did not revolve around her, it would have been a 4.5.
It does.
It feels like they had a really great team idea, and we see them on the page, and they're well written. And I feel like something is really forced with the Miss Marvel stuff in this.
Yeah.
Like, that's my personal opinion. But Gabe, what do you think?
I agree overall. It's better than the last one. Very interesting. I like the team dynamics that we're developing. You're seeing kind of the interesting perspective of Helverine might be getting a little less evil.
Yeah?
And I'm not going to lie, Archangel seems to be getting more evil.
Yeah. Or that's a red herring.
Or maybe that's a red herring. Because remember, we've got this whole killing Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel president plot in the future, which is really weird and part of why it sucks.
Cable?
It'd be
what
cool.
if it's all three of them?
What if it's Archangel Boom Boom? I don't know. I don't think it's Helverine anymore. Maybe we'll find something out later that makes it him again.
But
interesting perspective.
Yeah.
There was the weird Angel moment where it's kind of implied that it's not Helverine.
Yes, because the angel is like, well, yeah, he was chained to the demon, but like look at him, he doesn't follow it now.
Yeah, and he's trying to get better. His path is going to be redemption.
He's trying
which
to
is
be
interesting.
just. He's trying to have honor. Like in the beginning of this, when him and Archangel spar, Archangel's like, you're all of the rage and wrath of Wolverine with none of the honor and morals, and it's like, oh, well, he's trying to be more like his dad and have honor and have morals, and the angel an angel shows up. It was trapped by this necromancer dude, raising the dead, and he was trying to convince it to hate all mutants, to annihilate them. Pretty great villain. I kind of like it. Like, it's kind of neat. And then Cable talks to this angel and asks her about if Helverine is like the one to do that.
Yeah.
And
she basically says no.
Yeah. So that could be issue settled, or
she's lying.
Yeah, which would be
interesting. Or she just can't see the future, which is
possible. I mean, yeah. But I want to rate it higher, but
I can't. But Miss Marvel, it's like Miss Marvel shows up on the page and you're like, okay. And then she does something and you're like, dang it. Like it's like she's so like I promise we're not just trying to diss on it because we've come to that point. It's she shows up on the page and we're like, okay, Miss Marvel, like, it's not terrible, but then like she'll say something or she'll do something and you're just like, it doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's
not right.
It's not a part of the team. It doesn't fit her character the way she's being used in this story. Yeah. And there's lots of other young mutant characters that could could have been it could have been Glob Herman. Like, this could be about Glob Herman being the future mutant president. Like,
that'd be interesting.
You know? It literally could be any young mutant. It didn't have to be Miss Marvel. I think it was probably a marketing decision to make it Miss Marvel.
Probably.
And that's why...
Which is why it's forced.
Yeah, that's why, like, all of the characters feel like themselves, and they feel well written, except for Miss Marvel, who feels like a grown man trying to write a teenage girl, and is failing.
Yeah.
But
which, that's kind of what it is.
Kind of what's going on. But 3.5 stars. Like, I think you have
3.5, yeah.
3.5.
Would have been 4.5 without Miss Marvel.
It's true.
It
would have been 4.5 without Miss Marvel. But digging into our final issue released this week, before we dig into our classic issue.
This was a very exciting one, I think, for both of us.
It was.
Especially Judah.
I was very excited for this.
We've got an extension of this new History of the DC Universe line called, this one's the Dakota Incident, right?
Yes. This is
and Judah, you got a variant cover, I believe.
I did. I got the excellently drawn Dan Jurgens variant with Superman and Icon flying together on the cover. I think this is objectively the best cover here. And this issue is pretty great.
Yeah.
Who's behind the greatness of this issue, Gabe?
Who is behind the greatness of the issue? This is the question. It's loading. All right, we've got Joseph. Come on, they can't. It looks like 4 L's.
I think it's Illich.
Illich, yeah. I think Joseph Illich. Capital I's and lowercase L's look the same.
Mm-hmm.
And Morgan Hampton and Nicholas
Draper Ivy.
And Stephanie Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And then for artists, we also have 3.
Mm-hmm.
Edwin Galmon, Fico
Ossio,
and Valentin Delandro.
And Mark Waid is a story consultant.
Mark Waid kind of organizing probably more the DC side of things to make it fit in with the universe. But I like that they gave it to like writers who know these characters well. not just, oh, we're giving it to DC because it's DC.
Yeah, I think I'm biased. I am a big fan of OG Milestone and Static, Icon and Rocket hardware. I'm biased, so I think this is great. Gabe, I want to hear what you, getting introduced to these characters and getting into this side of the universe, think about it.
I liked it a lot. I think if I have one criticism, and I'm going to start with it just to get it out of the way, it's that they aren't more a part of the universe. Like, it feels one-shotty, not integrated to the universe, which I think is a little bit of what they were trying to do by having Static come back in for the new Titans. They're working on it, so props to them.
Yes.
But it feels weird that it's just like, oh, this is a thing, and I've never heard anything about this in any of the other DC things, and it's not part of anything else. Like, why am I not seeing Superman equivalent Icon anywhere else? Like,
he's been around for a long time.
He's been around since, 1800s, according to the universe? Like, why has no one heard about him until this point? Like, anyway. But on to the good stuff. The art by, I assume, all three is excellent. I don't know how they divvy it up or anything like that, or if they just all contribute. I'm not sure. Either way, the end result, excellent. So, props.
Yeah.
The story was really good. I liked that they did a narrative for this one, which was interesting.
It was.
They kind of did that in the new history of the DC universe by running Flash through time.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that this one's got a similar situation. You've got Beacon. Yeah, that's right. That's his name. Sorry. New hero names. Got to remember them. Beacon this time is the one who goes through time, as you get kind of this reality shift, which either is just because they're part of the DC universe more officially now, or it might be an indication of what's happening in DCKO.
Yeah, in the rewritten universe, and maybe that's why the future is not quite the same as Beacon, the one Beacon lives in, right? And I think the whole new history of the DC universe and this is the retelling of continuity after DCKO. Like, that's my theory. I could be wrong.
Maybe they'll just release another set of 5 issues after that.
Yeah,
that'd
maybe
be interesting.
We'll do the new new DC,
newer history.
Yeah, but this is well done. And I'm biased. I like these characters. I love this narrative. I love going back in time to see President Lex. That's fun. I love the way they do Superman in this. I love the way they do Icon and Rocket. I love Static is great. Like, we get the hardware story. You know, even lesser characters I didn't really like from the Milestone series are highlighted. And it's just, like, well done.
It is.
And gets me, I'm excited to see Static back. Like, we talked about the Kids All Fight special where he just shows up and does MacGuffin stuff.
This is why.
And I was a little disappointed. Like, I was excited because he's back, but I was a little disappointed with it. And this, I'm just purely excited. I'm excited to see what's going to go on with Static. I want Icon to be brought back in the centerfold. Hey, guys, we're missing Superman. Maybe Icon can be on the Justice League.
That would be cool. Maybe he's another Superman, quote unquote, to fight for title of Superman. Because that seems to be what's setting up. You've got Superboy Prime. You've got Superwoman. You've got
Supergirl. You got the Man of Tomorrow. You got Chinese John Kent, Chinese Super. There's
Superman
a lot.
Of China. Sorry.
Yes. But this is excellent. This is fun. If you want to get, because everybody talks about how Static is great. Get into Static. It's also an old series. It's a little hard to find. Reprintings are scarce. If you want to get into this universe and these characters, it's an integration with DC. It's a retelling. But this is...
And it's done pretty well. And I would say probably faithfully to the characters.
It is. And I really like it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I don't know what Gabe thought.
4.5 stars, yep.
But yeah, we recommend this one as well. So it's well worth your time and money.
It is, definitely. All right, now we've got our classic issue coming up, but I think we might want to pause for a minute
Yes.
to talk about some news in the comic world.
Yes, so I want to talk about the solicitations for May.
Yes.
DC Comics has announced 2 new Absolute books. And so this is our first news segment ever on this show. And so we are going to dig into, I'll pull up Absolute Green Arrow if you're pulling up Absolute Catwoman.
Yes, Absolute Catwoman is actually a solicit for June.
Oh, well, I mean,
Which is
we'll talk
interesting,
about
but
these two.
we'll talk about both of them.
Yeah. So
Go ahead with
Absolute Green Arrow. Guys, I have a theory, but first let me give you the little blurb that they put out. Without trick arrows, without money, without mercy, what's left is the absolute hunter. A serial killer is slaughtering corrupt billionaires. The only clue to their identity is the mysterious green arrows sticking out of the victims' corpses. Executive Protection Specialist Dinah Lance, aka the Absolute Black Canary, is one of the people tasked to uncover the identity of this murderer. Her suspects are all familiar DC archers and are all linked to Oliver Queen. I'm excited for this series.
Yes. I'm really curious how this is going to go because of the events that unfolded in Absolute Evil, where they killed...
Spoilers. They left
been released
the
for a while.
brains of Absolute Oliver Queen all over the table.
Yes.
Like, they were everywhere.
Oliver Queen is dead.
Mm-hmm.
At least we think.
We believe. I have a theory.
I want to hear your theory, Gina.
Okay, so I'm looking at the design of this guy, and it's dope and awesome, and it's 2 machetes that are his bow, and there's cool things like that. But I'm very interested into why he has a skull, and, maybe this is me reaching, being a big DC nerd. The Spectre is instrumental into the creation of this Absolute universe, along with Darkseid. I wonder if the Spectre has chosen a champion to fight back against Darkseid and resurrected Oliver Queen to be his agent of vengeance in this universe.
That could be interesting.
And because, he's going after corrupt billionaires. And as we know, all of the corrupt billionaires we've met in the Absolute DC universe so far are a part of the Absolute Justice League and the great cabal that's running this universe.
Right, which, for reference, Absolute Justice League, in case you didn't know from Absolute Evil, those are the bad guys, not the good guys.
Yes.
Or at least... Well, they want you to believe they're the good guys, but
they are, in fact,
it's
the
implied
bad guys.
we should not fall for their garbage, and we like Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman. So, that's how it is.
Yes, and this is exciting. I am really excited to see what they do with Green Arrow in this new universe.
Yes.
And Gabe is as well.
I'm pumped.
And I am I'm pulling cover
You pulled
D
which
for
cover
this.
did you pull? D?
Cover D from Tula Lotley, I think.
Interesting.
And it's a really cool variant. It's got what I assume is Absolute Black Canary and Absolute Green Arrow in the background, looking ghastly and menacing.
Yes, I pulled cover B from Gerald Perel, which is him, and you get his machete bow just on display, looking beefy and cool.
Yeah,
which is exactly what we want.
And then we have the other Absolute title going forward.
Absolute Catwoman, #1. So, I have mixed feelings about this. I'm going to read the blurb for y'all first. It says, with all the wealth, with all the gear, with all the skills, she is the absolute apex predator. Selina Kyle has carved a good life for herself. Through her ingenuity and skills, she's become the greatest thief the world has ever known. With high-tech gear and weaponry, there's no place too secure for Catwoman. But when someone from her past comes knocking at her door, Selina's life comes crashing down all around her, and she'll need to get to the bottom of a mystery taking her all around the globe. It's going to be written by Scott Snyder, Che Grayson, and artist is Bengal. And I've seen some of Bengal's variant covers that he does, and they're pretty good. So
he's a talented artist.
He's a talented artist. That's good. His main cover looks good. My only worries about this are probably pretty obvious for anyone who knows Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah.
But I think what's going to be interesting is that it's not tied to Batman, and Scott Snyder's writing it. So we've got a chance.
We have a chance.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm pulling it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We want to hear your thoughts on this news,
We
too.
do.
Do you have thoughts?
I have
Shoot up.
thoughts. So, as has been well documented in our second volume of Absolute Batman video, where we talk about the Abomination story, which y'all should go check out. It's a great video with Kirk and I. I don't like Absolute Catwoman, and I don't really like that story that introduces her.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not excited. I will definitely be reading this first issue. But honestly, I'm like kind of disappointed because there was rumors running about. There's like they're gonna announce Absolute Aquaman.
That would be sick.
Announce.
They might still.
Yeah, they're gonna like talk about the Absolute New Gods maybe. Like there's been a bunch of rumor mill about what's going on behind the scenes at DC, what other Absolute properties we're getting, and I'm very disappointed that it's one that's tied to Batman because Batman recently been great.
Yes,
been loving the last
Absolute
couple
Batman.
issues. But I really didn't like that Abomination arc. I really did not like Absolute Catwoman. And
I think makes it okay is how they're separating it from Batman. Like so far, Absolute Catwoman has been more cameo than side character.
yes.
You know, like it's not like we're getting a comic on Absolute Robin, which by the way hasn't shown up in Absolute Batman
But
yet.
he will.
Issue 20. But like it's not like we're getting somebody who's like, well, we can just see them in Absolute Batman all the time.
Yeah.
She cameos. And I think in that case, assuming this series is good, it's okay to have an Absolute series. Like I want to have more characters from Batman area, from Superman area, from Wonder Woman area that have their own series and own lives separate from the Trinity.
Yes.
You know, and so this could be a good sign of that. Yeah.
But with that being said, we're going to dive into our penultimate segment, which is our classic issue. And we have Daredevil number 183 from great writers Roger McKenzie and Frank Miller with artist Klaus Janson, who does a fantastic job.
Yep.
This is the team that's behind Batman Year One, if you didn't know. And this
also great
is a good issue. Gabe, I wanted to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I would give this probably 4 stars. It was really good, really, really interesting. Anytime, so this is an issue where Punisher comes back in. Anytime Punisher and Daredevil show up on scene, it's a fun time.
It's great.
Always, because Daredevil says, hey, stop killing people, and Punisher shoots him. That's basically what happens. In this one, I will give Punisher a little bit of credit. He used a tranquilizer instead of just a bullet.
Yeah.
So maybe he's getting better. Maybe this is growth. I don't know. But anyway, Punisher goes around shooooting people, and Daredevil says, "Hey, stop it."
Yeah.
Sums up the issue.
That's accurate.
But it's really cool.
It's really cool. It's excellently drawn, and I always enjoy going back, and I have a lot of distaste for the work of Frank Miller. One thing I do really love is his Daredevil. And I love revisiting it. And he writes Punisher well, and he writes Daredevil well. And I'm excited. I mean, I'm just excited about having reread this issue. Because it's fantastic.
It is.
And it's a good time. 4 stars from me as well. And so we're going to dig into our last segment, which is our polls for next week. And I'm going to let Gabriel go first.
Thank you. All right, next week is okay, it's bigger than it looks. I have 3 comics that we're going to go over in the video next week.
Yes.
One that we're going to save because it's special. You probably already know what it is. And one that's not really a comic because it's DC Connect number 70.
Yeah, same.
Was supposed to come out this week.
What happened, DC? I don't know what's going on. Are we updating the solicitations? Is there more?
Is there more? That would be cool. I'd love more.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't know, but we'll find out next week. So my polls themselves, Absolute Flash number 12. This is going to round out this final story of this big arc. See our previous videos for my views on Absolute Flash. I feel like it's kind of
It's like a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. It's pretty good. I need to save money and buy other comics, so I'm probably going to drop it after number 12. We'll see. Maybe it's amazing. But we're going to get Wally West fighting, I forgot his name. Not
Edward?
Not Eddie. It's Eobard.
Eobard.
They all start with E's. I can't.
That's
Eddie Thawne is somebody else related, but Eobard Thawne, except he's a weird, freaky demon.
As one
Naturally becomes, I guess. Then we get Batman Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia number 3. I'm
Yes.
pumped about that. Yep, definitely excited to get that one. And DC KO number 5, that's the special one we won't be able to talk about.
We're going to do a full video on it. Y'all should check it out.
Definitely. And a special new release from Marvel that's kind of going along a Disney Plus series that's going to be coming up.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars Shadow of Maul number 1. I'm going to be picking up Dan Panosian variant. I'm excited for this.
Dude, I am as well.
I'm going to be honest. I know we give Marvel a lot of hate.
Yes.
But aside from their weird Galaxy's Edge like promotional comics that are kind of meh, they do really
Good
decent
Star
and
Wars
good
comics.
Star Wars comics.
This
I
is true.
read the Boba Fett Black, White, and Red comics. Sure, those were one-shots
Dude.
because they're black, white, and red.
2016 Darth Vader
They were good.
series, absolute cinema.
I've heard the Legacy of Vader series is really good.
It's good as well.
I'm going to look into that. I'm planning to start picking those up. Maybe we can add those to our regular weekly
Yeah,
polls. That would be cool.
That would be excellent.
I'm really hoping that Shadow of Maul isn't just Disney Plus's Galaxy Edge for the Maul show, and it's actually good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be. I've been waiting for a Darth Maul
Comic.
or
Dude.
TV show. Like, I just want more Darth Maul, not gonna lie.
And I think we're both excited for it.
I am pumped. Tune in next week if you're pumped. Even if you're not pumped, still.
Still do it. All right.
What are your polls?
I have The Amazing Spider-Man number 23, a.k.a. Death Spiral Part 2. We're digging
Let's
right into
go
that.
already.
Batman Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia number 3. I'm excited for that.
Did you pull the standard cover
I
as well?
pulled the standard cover
Yeah.
because the standard cover
The
is
variants weren't that great.
objectively the best, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Agreed.
I have DC Connect number 70. We're not going to talk about that. That's
No,
solicits.
unless there's something really cool in this
If
list.
there's more news, heck, if I come up with any news from the week leading up to our episode, we'll talk about it. But I mean, I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
DCKO number 5. I'm picking up 2 of these. One for our co-host Kirk, and
Yes.
then I'm getting the Dan Mora bracket variant for myself. And
That's exciting.
lastly, but not leastly, a series we've really been enjoying, JSA number 17,
Let's go.
which is gonna be, I think, the
That's part
pen.
5
Oh, it's part 5. Yeah, I think it's
of
the
6, I believe.
penultimate chapter of this year 1, which has been really excellent from Jeff.
I agree.
Lemire. And yeah, that's what I got
Is that
next
your
week. It's
Awesome.
pretty light. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. It's gonna be a fun time. We're also gonna talk about Skinbreaker number 1. We promise you that we're gonna
Yes,
find it
we will.
online, and even if we can't find it in person, which we've been failing at for
Yes.
2 months. So
And we like, this is one thing with us about comics. Like, we love to support the creators, and we want to support the creators. So that's part of why we've taken so long to get to Skinbreaker, is because we desperately want to try and find a way that we can ensure that has happened. We can't, but hopefully after one, we'll be able to get some from a comic store.
With that being said, good morning, good evening, and good night. And shout out to you if you're drinking sweet tea right now. With that being said, God bless and goodbye.
God bless.